that Brahman profitability is like a boulder rolling downhill where it gains steam. All right, we are back, baby. We really need to, all of us should be really careful the words we choose, because you start saying something and it just becomes intractable. You just keep saying it. And the neural pathway gets deeper and deeper, and say it more and more. We're all large language models walking around using more and more of the words we chose in years past. So choose your words carefully and be very careful of using the word baby at the end of a exclamatory statement, because I thought it was so cheesy when my buddy Pete said it. 6 months later, I can't stop saying it. Okay, today's reflection is on Brahman profitability. What the hell do I mean by Brahman profitability? In the startup realm, in 17 years of building companies and being right in the center of everything, Silicon Valley, for a decade of my life, there's this term called Ramen Profitable, where you build your business so leanly, so capitally efficient, that you get to this amazing milestone where you're profitable, but barely. Ramen profit. You're profitable enough to get ramen. And your startup is now, your company is actually now relatively stable. Because even if you take on a few more expenses, you can always get back to that ramen profitability. And it is this amazing rite of passage towards massive profitability is getting to ramen profitability, where you might not have much of a salary, but you can't afford ramen. It is more than just a milestone. It's also a mindset of staying really lean until you get to that point. Startups are typically oriented around taking a whole lot of risk and taking as much of that risk out of the equation as possible with the right team, the right funding, the right approach, the right software, the right growth strategy. But it's largely about taking something that seems like it has a lot of risk and taking the risk out of it. Most of the time, this is all around financial orientation. Financial rewards for work done, for condensing a 30-year career into a 5-year span and selling your company. A better orientation than something around a financial outcome, a spiritual orientation to our work, would be Brahman profitability. Brahman is a Sanskrit word which means the vast. And it is seen in the Vedantic philosophy as a word, a pointer, because the truth is not in words, but a pointer to the supreme being, God, reality, the ground of being, enlightenment. You can use all of these words that will all fall short from what they're pointing at by the nature of them just being words. But Brahman is often used as the catch-all for God, the supreme, the self, the capital S, self. So what would our work, what would an orientation towards Brahman profitability be? Well, it's an orientation where it has nothing to do with financial risk or reward, but it's work that you choose out of 360 degrees of choices and options and paths you could take. You choose the one that gets you closest to God. The one where each day is a surrender into duty that brings, as chapter 18 of the Gita tells us, surrender to a duty-bound existence and immediate peace will follow. That surrender to a duty-bound existence. Maybe it's that 1 degree out of the 360 that you realize, that the treasure I seek, as Joseph Campbell put it, the treasure you seek is in the cave you least want to enter. I just know that that is what is being asked of me. And I'm going to surrender into that duty. You fall into that surrender. The nice thing is this philosophy and human experience shows us when we surrender into duty, immediate peace follows. That's something you can jot down and test out 2 hours from now, 30 minutes from now, and see, does immediate peace follow? But that one choice in the 360 degrees of all of the options with our work, that one choice where it's, all right, that's the cave I least want to enter. That's the duty that I'm being asked, that I hear the call towards, and I'm going to surrender to that. Not only is there immediate peace on the other side, it also generates energy within you, where you start almost just watching yourself move more smoothly, almost more effortlessly towards that choice that you made. To where the world is pulling you along, you're riding a wave, you're going with nature. All of these things are happening where you're not clawing tooth and nail closer to Brahman, to the self, to yourself, to God, which you eat with each thing that you do. It's more like you're rolling downhill to everything you do, financial profit or not, because financial profits, they are as inevitable as financial losses. That is the world. Certainly in building a startup, you are going to have ups and downs. Look at any public company graph in the stock market over the last 100 years. There is no straight line of just ups and no downs. It's filled every year, every month, every week, every day with ups and downs, ups and downs. That is the only constant. Those ups and downs, the financial profit or loss in the work that you pursue, but with the right orientation. The natural orientation, your nature, meaning nature itself. That orientation, that Brahman profitability is like a boulder rolling downhill where it gains steam. Or maybe you got financial profits met with the next day with financial losses. But every day, you're getting closer to God. You're generating more energy. Feels more effortless. Creating more peace. And getting closer to God. That is today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.